Preston, does that look good?
Yeah, I think you got the job done.
Yeah, we swept Southern Illinois
Yeah,
out of Evansville, out of Bosse Field. Welcome to the series recap. We're going to throw that away. Preston Leinenbach, I'm Zane Clodfelter. The Otters just completed a 3-game sweep against Southern Illinois, Thursday's finale.
For the second time at Bosse Field this year?
That's a great point. 6-0 against the Miners at Bosse Field this year. And one thing that people might not realize, tonight's victory on Thursday means if there's a tiebreaker situation against Southern Illinois, the Otters now have it.
Yeah, you know, after last night's win, Otters fans were thinking, oh great, they've taken the series, but the Otters wanted to complete the sweep because, as you mentioned, that one game would have made the difference in owning that tiebreaker, because Evansville got swept at Southern Illinois the first time around, and then a couple weeks ago lost 2 of 3 to Southern Illinois at Ritwan Park. So again, tonight's game was important despite already taking the series last night.
No, very important. Thursday's finale, great crowd on a Working Distributors Thirsty Thursday, a 7-5 final. And really, until that last out, you never felt like the lead was safe.
You never felt like the lead was safe, and there's no doubt, kind of ready for a little bit of drama. And that's something that really hasn't happened in the first 2 games. Last night being a 10-0 victory for the Otters, just a straight-up blowout. Even though the first game was, I guess, a little bit more narrow margin, 4-1, it still felt like the Otters had control of that game 1 on Tuesday night as well. Tonight, like I said, just a little bit more for the dramatic from both sides.
The shutdown inning is always a big thing in baseball, and most of the time a team likes, if you score runs, that team would then like your starting pitcher or whoever the pitcher is for your team to then go out and get the next 3 outs easy. Neither team really able to do that.
Neither team really able to do that. Down the stretch, especially the first couple relievers come out of each side's bullpen, struggling to throw strikes, and then Alex Phillips down the stretch coming out with not pitching just the 9th, but also in that 8th as well, to really just kind of seal the victory for the Otters and just dominate out the pen once again for Evansville.
Yeah, no, Austin Nicely got the start, pitched 5+ innings, ended up getting a no decision. Mitchell Aker came in. Jeff Thompson struggled. There were a lot of pitches that were right there, so maybe a different perspective might have led to different results.
It was kind of interesting because Tuesday night it felt like everything was a strike because we got it here so quick.
Yeah.
Tonight, flip the script, it felt like a lot of the close calls were not going for strikes here tonight.
So, and then Phillips comes in with 2 runners on, Southern Illinois bunts, there is an error, ties the game,
right,
but still able to strand the runner on third.
Yeah, kept his composure. I think that's big. It showed a lot of poise because not only with there just being an error, but the fact that he's the one that made the throwing error.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can rattle a pitcher out of his zone completely, and it can just spiral into an avalanche and snowball. But he locked down, finished the job in the 8th, and like I said, definitely finished the job in the 9th.
One thing mentioned Thompson, he had a tremendous double play on a broken bat, a 1-2-3 double play, if I'm not mistaken. Sam's going to correct us later on any of our mistakes. But no, if Thompson didn't get that double play, that game could have changed then there too.
Yeah, and that was kind of a scary play just because it didn't go too far.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of that halfway in between home plate and the mound, but he was ready after his delivery to just pounce on it and field his position, and then again make the play for the double play. And again, didn't have his best outing out of the pen, but able to make the play when it counted most here tonight for the Otters.
Okay, now J.J. Gould had a 2 RBI base hit, a blooper that gave the Otters a 5-4 lead. We mentioned the error made it 5-5. And then David Cronin was 3 for 4 today with the runs scored and 3 RBIs. The 2 go-ahead RBIs really did a good job. And then in the 9th, Phillips striking out the side to get the win.
Yeah,
so
just 1, 2, 3. And for Cronin, again, he's the leadoff guy. He's not supposed to be driving in the runs, but he did just that tonight. And sometimes, again, it's just when do you come up to bat? Can you deliver that timely hit, even if it's not your usual situation that you're up batting? And he did just that. And again, the Otters just might be picking up steam at the right time.
Yeah, I talked with David Cronin for an Otters TV interview that we'll also post shortly after the series. Said he was just seeing the ball very well all series. I don't think he was lying. If we're going to real quick go back to the other 2 games, because those were just as important as Thursday's finale. Wednesday was just a shellacking, a 10-0 final, and Southern Illinois just didn't have anything.
Just didn't have an answer. Evansville just came out right away and just kept attacking on runs. Definitely, I would say the one that you can kind of circle on the calendar for Evansville. Again, it's been a tough year at times, but the fact that they not only were able to put up 10 runs on the board, but do it in a shutout fashion and against their rival, we'll definitely circle that one down as well.
Spencer Medic pitched okay, had some base runners. The bullpen just did a phenomenal job. Matt Chavarria.
Oh, Matt Chavarria, multiple innings, and again, there's a couple times where he could have been rattled, but he didn't. And he came in, and everybody knows that, you know, he's not going to really overpower you at times, but he can rear back and put a little extra when he needs to surprise some batters, especially after he's been throwing that slider a little bit. And, again, just able to make timely pitches and multiple innings of work in relief.
Randy Wynn, he likes to pitch fast, and that's why on Tuesday nights where we might have dinner plans or might have trivia with buddies or something that we want to get to after a game, if you see Randy Wynn starting on the mound, you're in good shape because, man, he is so efficient.
Yeah, his record definitely doesn't identify with the way he's pitched all year. I mean, he's obviously had a couple bad starts, as most pitchers do, but he's just been so good for Evansville. And definitely can just keep hitting on the fact that he started in the bullpen, and making that move to the rotation not only makes him look good, but also makes the coaching staff look pretty good for making that decision as well, because he just continues to just be a grinder, and like you said, pitching fast, and even when things get tough, he's able to get the strikeouts and get himself out of trouble, and he's just definitely been one of the most impressive pitchers to watch this year. Baseball
is a mental game, okay? And I'm a mental case. So I try to equate the two. Now, when you look at the strike zones, you mentioned how the zones each passing day were very different. You're going to get that with different home plate umpires. I thought you could really tell that Southern Illinois was getting frustrated. Meanwhile, the Otters had to deal with the same umpire, the same zone. I thought they kept their cool, and that's part of the reason why they had so much success.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely at times where the Otters had their frustrations with, you know, the umpiring or some of the calls in the series. There's no doubt about it. But like I said, kept their cool, and I think that's what helped them kind of just push forward, push ahead. Whereas maybe for Southern Illinois, they kept just thinking about it, and it affected the rest of their play. Again, just kind of that snowball effect where the Otters didn't let that happen, and able to come out on top.
The Otters are right there in terms of the playoff picture. Entering Friday in the series against River City, the final regular season home series at Bosse Field for 2018. Otters, I believe, are still, what, half a game back of a wild card spot.
It's basically very narrow for both sides. And talking about the situation with some of the other front office members, I said basically going in, it's either one game in one or 1.5 in the other. Might as well go ahead and just try to win the division, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if trying to flirt around with the wild card spot when you're basically in the same spot, you might as well just get that one game for the division.
And the division has flipped because Normal lost again on Thursday. So Normal had been perched up top in first place. They've fallen back. So.
And it's gonna be a fun show this weekend because Evansville, as you mentioned, welcomes River City.
Yes.
Whereas Southern Illinois, they had Normal for 5 games because they had the rain postponements earlier in the year.
Back to back.
That's really going to shake up by the end of the weekend.
Back-to-back doubleheaders, because I think Southern Illinois and River City has a single game Friday and then back-to-back doubleheaders.
We're complaining about just having one every week.
I know.
Back-to-back days. That talking about the mental game of baseball.
That goes back to my question, though. How do you have postponements when you play at a venue that has field turf? Because Normal has field turf.
They do have field turf, but if you recall, when they had that rainstorm, and Jason actually posted a picture of it on his social media earlier, that it was covered. It was a lake out there in the corner.
Okay, well,
so it didn't drain that well because it was just continuous rain. So they made the right decision, especially that first time around, as I mentioned. But it puts Southern Illinois in a very peculiar spot, I guess, as well as Normal, because they have to line up their pitching staff for 5 games.
Yeah, so going into the final week of the season.
A lot of strategy that has to be played in that.
Yeah, and I feel like the Otters bullpen, for the most part, pretty well, because you had Randy Wynn go deep on Tuesday, and then Matt Chavarria, his performance on Wednesday, I think, was very crucial because it rested a lot of those arms.
It rested a lot of those arms, and kind of just to put things in perspective, if Evansville faced a similar situation, they would be okay because they have depth with their pitching, and that's why we've seen Tyler Bill kind of, I guess, make a move to the bullpen. So if something like that were to happen to Evansville, where they had multiple games in such a short amount of time, they know that they can at least pull him out and he can give them quite a few innings, just as any other starter would, because he had been a starter earlier this year.
Yeah, starter quality innings. Okay, so Sam Jelinek, our fantastic reporter here, has a special guest. Sam, do you want to pan around here and introduce her on Otters TV? Come on, don't be shy. We have one person here watching.
Or you just...
Yeah, there we go.
Hi.
Sam, who is this?
That's my lady friend,
Your lady friend. And what's her name for the Otters TV viewers?
Lauren.
Lauren. It's good to have Lauren.
Hi,
Here,
Lauren.
let's all clap for Lauren here. Here, let's give Lauren one more shot.
Hi, guys.
Give her time. Okay. Real quick, so River City this weekend. Friday, it is Star Wars night. The Force be with us. I won't be here. I'll be on assignment. Yeah, I'll be on assignment. 6:35 first pitch time. Saturday, I'll be back.
I also want to mention also tomorrow night. Right now, we're scheduled to have a special guest here at the ballpark.
Yeah, the country.
Yes, Sam Alex, Taste of Country Nights, syndicated radio music show out of Nashville, will be here to do a live remote if things go according to schedule.
Sam's a big fan,
So,
right?
Yeehaw.
and then back to your point on Saturday, Military Appreciation Night.
Sponsored by the VA folks, both in Evansville and then in Marion, Illinois. So,
And there'll be special discounts in the gift shop, free admission, +1 for active and retired military. So a good way to recognize our active and retired military members.
and then Sunday, fans should come so we can appreciate you because it's Fan Appreciation Day.
Fan Appreciation Day, Ola Latino Day,
Okay.
a week after the Ola Fest last weekend, and
Which
then
was a lot of
also
fun.
the last Family Fun Day.
It's Family Fun Day. And then families will not have any more fun in Evansville until 2019, right? No? Is that not how it works?
Sure.
Okay, so yeah. And then who knows in terms of the playoffs? I will say this, the Otters today just started selling. They announced it during the game today. It was in my script that for $10, you can buy a 2018 Frontier League Playoffs pass. Okay,
Yep.
and it gets you, if the Otters end up going to the Frontier League Championship Series and play 5 games, all you need is that pass. Bring it every one of those games, and you're going to get in.
Yeah, there's also a playoff picnic special
Yeah, all you can
where
eat.
you can get all you can eat buffet for $10, and that does not include a drill admission ticket. So you still have to buy a ticket, but you can get an all you can eat buffet playoff picnic for $10. But you do have to call ahead at least 24 hours in advance to our front office to make that happen.
Yeah, because they have to make the food. Sam, how many hot dogs could you eat? All you can eat.
Are you on Joey Chestnut level?
No, not even close.
I can do about 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4.
Yeah, 4 is a good number. So that's the situation. Tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com, or you can call 812-435-8686. Sam, did we have any mistakes?
Not a mistake. Just for clarification's sake,
Okay.
we'll go. I did the math. I'm nearly like 90% sure of this. We are a game back in the division following tonight, and a half game in the wild card.
Okay.
Because River City was a half game back going into tonight,
Okay.
so they obviously flip-flop normal, and that with us winning, we could only technically gain a half game with
Oh.
River City then being in first because normal lost. So technically we got a half game, but that's it on River City since they won.
Like I said, though, go for the division because you want the home field advantage.
Yeah. And Sam Smarty went to Syracuse. Yeah, the home field, by the way. If
I
people,
mean, that's important.
Yeah, if people don't realize.
Syracuse is important. People
No.
forget that.
Keith Smart, 1987. Real quick, though, the series are, the wild card would host the first 2 games.
Right.
So that would be the Tuesday, Wednesday after Labor Day, off day on that Thursday, and then the division winners host that Friday, Saturday, and potential game 5 on Sunday.
Right. Yep. You want to.
Steve, Steve.
We saw where an example of that last year. Evansville was able to split those first 2 games here at Bosse Field.
Yeah, just,
But Schaumburg able to protect their home field on the return part of it. So again, try to win the division, you get that home field advantage.
yeah. Bill Lee and Steve Hassler haven't changed the playoff schedule since forever. So it's been the same. Death taxes and the Frontier League playoff schedule being what it is. So, all right, he's Preston Leinenbach, Sam's lady friend. Sam, I'm Zane. This has been Otters TV.